Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another Slime Isekai Memories video. So, we're doing the monthly tier list. Now, we do just have the New Year's Blessing meta, and I think overall, before anything, it was pretty decent. But also, disclaimers, this is my own opinion, so don't take this super seriously. This is kind of just like oh, this is what I think kind of thing, and I mean, of course, you can, disagree in the comments if you would like. I would, definitely be glad to hear your opinion. But we are here again, like I said, with the stuff. I do have all four of these units right here. Remember, the only skill fusion that we had for the New Year's Blessing team was the Fire Millum. And then we also have the two Protector units and then the free-to-play unit. So, let's start with the battle unit. So I think Diablo is a solid. I think he's a solid B. I think he's a B tier unit. Now the only reason here, let me actually pull up the wiki. So Diablo, right? He works really, really well with the New Year's Blessing team. He works pretty well, very like decent orb manipulation, and then also gauge increase is really nice. But outside of that, where in the world are you even going to use this guy? Outside of that team, where are you using this guy? I have no idea. At least with these units, like, you will use them outside of that. And I mean, I guess with him, he kind of suffers the same thing from Ranga, where it's like, it works with a specific force, and if you use that force, sure, you can bring him as an option. But if you're ever using any unit that's not that specific force, you don't really want to run him, or like you'd have to really work around their skill. So like, there's a lot of things you have to keep in mind, basically making it harder when you use them. So I think Diablo is a solid B. I don't think he's like A or S, because he's not really providing like as much utility as they are. And like, at least these units, like, you can use them in like slightly different teams, or like they will try and serve some sort of purpose, right? Or they're just really, really, really like really good. Like Tsubasa, for example, is really good on the idle team, but the idle team itself is like stupidly broken, right? But Diablo, I think outside of like Heroes Jubilee and maybe like the beatdown battle that's currently out right now, I can't see myself ever using this guy. So I think he just will sit here in a solid B tier. So next we will go on to the protection units. Screw it. Okay. I first will rank Xion. Obviously, I think Xion is going to be S tier. I'm kind of thinking I should maybe split. Should I split this up? Should I make like an S plus tier? I might. I think I will. It's S plus. Add row above. Okay. Oh, wait, no. This is S. This is S plus. Okay, so I guess I will filter this right now. You trainee, not you. I guess a lot of the EX units, huh? Here. Right. I think. I guess. I think this is okay. I could put her up here too, but I think trainee I will also put up here. And then I think that's it, right? I think I can kind of leave it at that. Okay, I think I would just leave it at this. So I think Xion is up here in S plus tier, I guess. Can I change the color? Yeah, okay. So I guess I just made a new tier up out of nowhere, but S tier is for units who are still good, like this Toa and like Shizue are still good, but I think they've fallen off. Like, power creep has just caught up to them a little bit, where these units are just like, well, better, I think. And I think Luminous is just better than the other stacking units. I mean, the stacking, like Velzard and stuff like that, and like Diablo and stuff, of course you can use them and they will work well. But I think Luminous is just a little bit better. That's just me though. But I can definitely see an argument for where she's kind of like on the same level as them, most definitely. And I think Shion's just a better version. They are slightly different, but I think Shion just gives more than this Milim, because you can. The thing is like you can go into turns and like go over, so you can work with 130 skill points and stuff like that, and keep going over. With Shion, like she just allows more and also gives you more damage, while Milim gives you Pierce and she gives you skill points and such, but she does not give you nearly as much damage as you would want, right? Because she gives Pierce for 2 turns, which is nice, right? Pierce rate for 2 turns is really good, and she gives 40 skill points, and she orb changes, which is almost the same thing, but Shion gives 30 every single turn, and you can go over the limit cap that you have. And she also gives synergy and crit rate, which is really good. So I think she's up in S+ tier. And then Benny Maru, we can take a look at Benny really quickly. So this guy, I think he's better in terms of like the free to play protection units. He's on the better side of things, because he's giving 100%. I think he gives up to 80% or 100% crit rate, and then also some skill points. Actually, here I can check really quickly. Benny Maru, where are you? There you are. Your skill, you give 80% crit rate and 20 skill points. So I don't know. I think he's okay, but like, I guess he can sit here. He's kind of like on the same as them, I think. I'm pretty sure Satoru is pretty similar. Satoru. Oh, no. He doesn't orb change though. Who does a full orb change? Don't you do that? And pierce rate. But he does give skill points, which I think is like the extra thing. So I think I'm comfortable with him putting in B. I could also see him in C. I don't know when I would ever use this guy, right? Like, unless I have no choice, and like trying to run the, you know, the beatdown battle. But like outside of that, I don't know where you're gonna run that guy. But okay, I think that's good for protection units. Let me know down below if I'm missing anything. I don't really have much experience with this Milim, but I think she's fit like around here. Yeah. Okay. Lastly, we have the skill fusion. We have the battle units, including the skill fusion. So Milim's skill fusion, essentially all it did, I believe, is just increase crit resistance up by 2. Yeah, so just increase the turns by 2, and she sealed crit resistance up mark targets by 100% for 2 turns instead of 1 turn, right? So it's not bad, but I didn't really use it at all. Like, so many characters and stuff give crit rate that I think it can just sit right next to her. Like, it doesn't change really anything about her at all, in my opinion. She is pretty much the same unit, except extra crit rate. So nothing too special, nothing too crazy, not that big of a change, but she can just sit right there. Next, we'll go with Rimuru. So Rimuru, I think, is a solid S. I think he's pretty good as a damage dealer. He's very self-sustaining. He buffs himself a lot. He can, you know, get himself his ults really quickly. A very selfish unit, and he's pretty good, but that's all he just does damage, right? And he does good damage, but he just does damage. So I think he can sit kind of right here. I can almost see him in A tier. Just like, he doesn't really give much. Like, you want to build the team around him, you know? But I don't think he's, I don't know if he would be on like this level. He could be. He's pretty helpful in like Valor Cup and stuff like that, but you know, he's not. I think maybe he is. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I don't think. I don't know. I don't think he's good in Valor Cup. I don't think he needs to be up in here with everyone else, but he's like almost there. You know what I mean? He's like what, like tiptoeing the line, or whatever it's called. I don't remember. Anyway, next we have this Windmillum. So Windmillum in Heroes Jubilee has been very helpful. Outside of Heroes Jubilee and I guess Valor Cup when you're using her on the team, which I mean you don't even really need to. Like you can I use her as a damage dealer, but you don't need to use her on the New Year's Blessing Valor Cup team anyway. So honestly, like I don't know. I don't know why they needed to put synergy power like 20%. It's pretty low in my opinion. What does John give her? What does John give? Oh, she does 30%, or I guess up to, no, it is 30%, but I feel like it doesn't, I don't really feel it that much. And I think she'll be okay in Heroes Jubilee teams, and especially if you're running New Year's Blessing team. Outside of that, like I'd rather just run Hinata for like this, and then also Hinata's buff. They also have the same AoE ultimate, so I think this Millum is just okay. She's not like anything you needed to summon for, but I think she can just sit comfortably in A. Like she's okay. I really don't know if you would use her on other teams that much, but I think she's decent-ish. You know, like from my perspective, I've gotten use out of her in Heroes Jubilee and stuff like that. From an outsider's perspective, I'm sure that if you saw this Millum, you'd be like, why would you even summon for her, right? Like, she's kind of bad. So I think she just sits okay-ish in A. Like, that's it. I mean, A is kind of just like, you know, like, you can use, like, you know, you will sometimes find a use out of them, like, surprisingly. But outside of that, like, you know, they're kind of not going to be used that often. I gotta make some changes. Like, I gotta start moving characters down. But lastly, we have I was gonna say Carnation. Evolved Shinsha. Evolving Bonds Shinsha. So what does Shinsha do? She is a generic physical ult buffer by 80% and also crit damage by 40%, which is nice. Then she's the first orange ult changer. So ult orb changer. And she has a single target ult. So overall for Shinsha, I would say she is pretty decent. I do like her. She is good. I think on physical teams, the buff is pretty nice. There are a lot of other buffers though. Like you have EX Guy who gives crit rate, which, you know, it's kind of hard because you'd probably rather use EX Guy just for his orb change. Shinsha, you're not really going to use that ult orb for orb change, and sometimes, like, you know, if you change the ult into an orange orb, it'd be too many for you to orb change, and you can't orb change it, you know? So on other teams she would be okay, but I've definitely used her a lot in Valor Cup. In Valor Cup, Heroes Jubilee, the new beatdown battle, stuff like that, I think she has a lot of good usage on Valor Cup teams because the buff that she gives is just really quick. Like, it's only 55 skill points, so it's not bad. And then you get a pretty significant buff out of it, especially really if you pair her with the new Xion that just came out. So overall, I would say she's pretty decent. I think I'm gonna put her in S tentatively. I think you can argue either way. I can't see her in top tier. I don't think she's like super top tier, but I can see her in like this sort of area where, like, similar to these units. She's not like super great on like a ton of teams, but she works really well with the teams that she's in. So I think she could just sit comfortably right there. And I think that's pretty much it. Not really many like changes or anything. A lot of, like, some of these units I can kind of move down and such, because, like, you know, it's like power creep is growing, but then also, like, we haven't had much power creep in terms of events yet, I don't think. So I think I can just kind of leave this for now, and it's still pretty accurate-ish. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know down below what you guys think. Do you agree or disagree? Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget that like and subscribe button as well. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.